and go.
Is No gonna say hi?
Yeah, didn't you have an intro you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you to start, actually.
I said we're going live in 3, 2, 1, go.
Usually you say hello, everybody, and then I wait to say something. But anyway, last week I went to the end of the world, and I was so exhausted that I had to sit out I had to sit out stream and the next day. This time I am back, and I'm a little. I'm half disappointed, half glad I wasn't there for last stream. Glad because I didn't want to voice the line with Alice about having the hose in the Golem Bay. And the second part, I was disappointed because y'all motherfuckers were struggling on that dart puzzle, and I was like, bro, I've already solved it. You could have asked me.
Yeah,
Look.
Hannah came over to visit today, and
I'm bad at math,
and I
okay?
watched the recap while she was here.
And I was like, guys, I've already solved the dart puzzle.
Also, yeah, which event are we watching?
So
we did 2 rooms.
Yes, so of the 2, the Golem Bay was the more interesting escape. So obviously that's not the one we're doing today. We will leave that one for later.
Aww. Come on, man. There's a really good sequence in that.
Wait, actually, it's been stated before that I should try my best to reach unending. And I can't help but notice, this path is significantly shorter.
Yeah.
So point in favor of the other path.
I believe that route does get you to an ending, if I'm remembering correctly.
well, remember, it's not whether or not he can get to an ending from there, it's whether or not he can get to an ending that he can access currently.
Yeah, like
every path leads to an ending.
Yeah, like
Otherwise,
either it ends
within.
here, or I have 2 possible. Well, it either ends.
Well, that's
here or
why
here.
that's why I'm checking right now, and I believe you
I
can.
know what the answer is here, whether or not you can get an actual ending from this, but I'm not saying.
Spoilers and all that.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We'll go with the cool one, where we had a mysterious voice talk to us after we left the Golem Bay. Possibly a golem.
That was notably Cockney.
Hold up, Governor.
You know, I find it hard to believe that Science Boy sounds like this.
Who said anything about Science Boy?
Was that you, Luna?
No.
Then, Alice?
You honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
Then
I don't know.
That was,
I don't
that
know,
was me,
Alice. How fine is your throat?
Oh my.
Oi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
Oh, blimey, that hurts. Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
It's a robot.
And it's
And not the super fighting kind either.
with an accent.
I mean, it might be. I don't want to test it.
Can't help it, flower. Didn't
I don't know
choose
why,
to
but
try
the
this.
with
Not
an
by half.
accent got me. Oh.
God damn, I didn't think Yangus would be resurrected as a robot.
Anyway. Yeah, a British
Oh,
T-3000.
Do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse? Why, that's right cruel it is. You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all a, what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
Didn't ask for consent.
So, what the hell are you?
Cooper.
If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut.
Right you are, me old son. Right you are. Well,
I think
go
it's a
on,
reference.
have a butchers, mate.
But I
What's
don't
my
remember what it
response to
was.
you? Robot, you say?
What was that?
I said the thing when the robot said Cooper and Sigma replied with, "If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut." I think that's a reference, but I don't remember what.
I mean, I think it's just he was saying his name is Cooper, but Cooper is also a profession for someone who makes barrels. I think it's as simple as that.
Okay, I looked too into this. All right, keep going.
Golems round here.
Golem? Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Well, aren't you a clever bird? You are, of course, correct. The Golem of Myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes are spelt G-O-L-E-M, but me and me mates are G-A-U-L-E-M. That's an acronym for General Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine.
That sounds
After
forced.
all, you're one of my
It's a bit
Digimon.
rubbish when you write it out all like that. But I figure they wanted to make sure they had the Golem thing in there, you know? What with us being robots and all.
So should I just call you Gollum?
That don't seem quite kosher.
Plus,
After
you know,
all,
copyright.
All my mates here are golems too. I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
What should we call you then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
Whoa.
That's way too long. We can't remember that.
What? You taking a mickey out of me? Never had a problem myself.
You
Right then,
what,
Let's
mate?
just use the last bit, shall we?
G-O-L-M?
Golem.
Come on, man. That's just Gollum.
Well, I'll be buggered. Can't say I ever noticed that before. Sure, it's a strange
Honestly, I
coincidence.
feel like
isn't
you
it?
could just say Golem. You know, not just remove the E.
All right, Geolm. You said Alice, darling, a little bit ago, right?
What? A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
No, I don't care if you call her darling. What I'm saying is, you called her Alice. How did you know her name?
Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
How?
You don't know? Oh, they got cameras all over this place. Well, then again, the lenses aren't much bigger than a screw, and they're all hidden away, so I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, you know? Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Then,
Does that mean
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? What? You gotta be off your
There's no
box if you
King
think
Road.
I'm
We
your
can't make the
Master
joke.
Zero.
what?
Dragon Quest 8.
Unfamiliar.
Reminder, Taze still is going through the series. He doesn't know
The
that
young
shit yet.
master is a right
Good
proper
thing
I
I
know,
wasn't
but
listening.
supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and those with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
So, golems are kind of like Zero Junior's servants?
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. It'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains.
Ew.
Well, we're like your arms or legs. The Golem seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. Fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body, which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In
You
the
know-
mainframe?
A British T3000. Actually, I think isn't it T100 or something?
Depends on
Like-
which Terminator movie it is.
What were you
Wait,
gonna
I
say,
Bob,
Bob?
remember that. I'm thinking of the only one that actually matters. So Terminator 2,
Uh-huh.
because T1000 is the liquid metal dude.
Right.
The only reason I know that that's correct is because there's a patent adventure called M1000. Anyway, you were going to say, Loey.
This is very reminiscent of the conversation Lotus had in the room with Science Boy, which is like, what if our brains are just like, what if our brains are just like the monitor and the computer is actually somewhere else?
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed, Blanc, is Golem actually Sniper from TF2? Like, legit? Oh.
Voice actors? No.
It sounds quite a bit different.
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and then those decisions beget commands. Now those commands are sent over the wireless like whoop whoop whoop, and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a golem's kind of like a monitor, right?
Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that. What with us sharing the mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us. I'm an independent core. Zero and I are two different blokes. You recollect what Golem stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't just move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now.
Huh?
And now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly. Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking, right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows. I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit? No? Didn't reckon so. I figured you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to himself, feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, you know? Who's thinking real hard about something and says to themselves, well, I think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea? When you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pear on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. Well, true, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved. Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy. That's how us golems and the young master get along.
You are now manually breathing.
Hi, Zant, you're just in time to listen to a
salty now,
cockney
chums?
golem talk to us about bodily autonomy.
God damn it,
You're saying
Earth.
that Zero
Now I'm breathing
Junior
manually.
is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto.
Well then, Earth, I say to you, you just lost the game.
Blimey.
Oh, I lost it ages ago. I can't lose it again.
Guess I shouldn't be
You
talking
can lose
about
it
such
again.
heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot. How can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't. Me back is a right mess, it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here. I've been on this bed here for years. The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Why do you think, love? 'Cause you lot turned me on is why. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh yeah, that button on top of the safe.
Right you are, Governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
No, I can't, and more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable here will let me. I got internal batteries, but they're knackered. Matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I see. So, you aren't going to answer my question?
Huh? What question is that?
I asked you how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got a bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you? Well, that's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart aflutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your lords and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot? Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Oh God!
They're a developer that made Amnesia Machine
No. So Chinese Room is a thought experiment.
I mean, I get
Let
the
him
feeling Golem is
explain
about
it.
to tell us.
It
Yeah, he's
is
gonna
something
explain.
it is something that I have heard rehashed a lot with a bunch of arguments about tech bros and AI, hence the reaction.
I see.
Horrible.
Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. The door of the room has a slot that a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to slide slips of paper to the girl. On the pieces of paper are questions written, naturally, in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young lady has no idea what the questions say. But then, how could she? She's never learned Chinese. Apart from a Hong Kong action movie or two in college, she's never even heard it. So for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received and slip that answer back to the slot. Once the Chinese questions began to show up, though, she finds herself at a loss. Oh dear, she says to herself. Why, I can't read these at all. Whatever am I to do? It is at that moment that she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers they are some sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? The questions keep coming. More and more and more of them. She finds the set of characters that corresponds to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. How's it going? It's awful. Please get me out of here. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Here, they give her some twice-cooked pork. Are you full? Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer. When was your first kiss? When I was 14. She was a grade ahead of me in school. What color of underwear are you wearing? Black. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of this room? Beat the stuffing out of whoever's sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice-cooked pork in. All of these questions were written in Chinese. The answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols from the phrase books onto the slips of paper with no idea what any of it meant. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, she's wearing white underwear. Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
Luna asking the real questions here.
All
Can't
of them
say there
cook.
is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess. But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
What?
And now you see why I'm hearing it rehashed about debates over AI.
Sigma.
Like
What?
horny Sigma go.
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them. See? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinway with one of their countrymen.
Okay, interesting, but what does that have to do with your shoulders? Or a robot feeling pain?
You think? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold up, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we're buggered. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed. In the interest of extricating my body from its unpleasant predicament, The mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying that robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, missy. You listen to a word I've said. A human feels pain when you do something you shouldn't, like sit your bum down on a tack, right? Same thing for us robots. If you feel like being clever about it, there ain't really that much different between a human and a robot. Forget all about that mainframe and signal bollocks. And us golems ain't that different from the bird in the room.
We are all just brains inside meat robots.
So
We
think
are
about it. How do you
wrong.
know humans ain't
We are
the same,
brains
just
piloting
without
a
all the
mecha
electronic
made out of
component, yeah?
meat.
No, we
What? What?
We are-
What
we
do I
are-
suddenly want to? Why do I suddenly want to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion?
you always want to watch that.
I kind of want to see what it's about, to be honest.
It is.
It is an anime.
It certainly
Yes, that
is.
is a correct assessment.
I mean, I will say it's certainly not the darkest I've seen, but it does get dark.
What if, when someone asks you a question, all you're doing is pulling out the right answer from some sort of phrase book in your brain? Ain't no way to prove that, of course, but as far as I can see, there ain't no reason to. I mean, it's all the same, innit? If you're actually a thinking creature, or if you're just some kind of language processing machine. All what matters is if
Like-
the person next to you does what a human ought.
Some kind of language processing machine. Kind of like a large language model, you might say.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
I mean, between this and Radical 6, I keep having to, like, look at it and be like, when did this game come out?
You want to live a normal life? That's all you need to know.
Kojima moments.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, looking very excited for when you go through Metal Gear Solid, Hannah.
Oh boy.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you something? Yeah, I'll just say concerning Metal Gear Solid, something to constantly keep in mind whenever playing through it is what year the game came out. Because that will make you appreciate some moments all the better.
Lay it on me, Governor.
Why'd you stop us?
Ah, right you are, mate. Right you are. Got so carried away I near forgot. I haven't seen anyone for yonks, and I got a mite excited is all.
Just spit it out.
Right. Well, there was something I wanted to tell you lot.
What was it?
Patience, darling. Now, I know I might look a bit out of sorts in a moment, but I ain't really supposed to. Same thing for the rest of the blokes here. Fact is, the reason we look a bit like skeletons is because we are a bit like skeletons.
Don't tell me. You guys go inside an animatronic fursuit.
There's this special artificial
No.
biological tissue what's
Never
called ABT.
bring that up again.
When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton.
Let's eat!
Makes us look right human, it does.
Oh,
Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle of...
Command violation. Rogue processes detected.
That's not good.
Product ID GTMCMGOLM. Executing emergency deactivation.
Now it gives me the fucking Twitch verification codes.
Unit
Yeah, the alert had to go off.
GTMCMGOLM. Now inactive. No other rogue processes detected in additional Golem platform. Returning to surveillance mode.
I can't believe they killed Science Boy again.
Well, that confirms it. At least one of us, and possibly all of us, are golems. Like, that just straight up confirms it. They wouldn't immediately shut him down as soon as he started talking about us being about him being indistinguishable from a normal human.
Well, I will say one thing. It's not going to be K because that's the obvious choice. Did Zero just shut him down?
It looks like it.
Damn it.
I wonder what he was trying to tell us.
See, right in the middle of...
Right in the middle of what? I think that was a typo.
Yeah, that was a typo.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What?
Well, the gate is open.
Oh,
Book it.
in character.
$5 because it was Dio again.
What the hell?
Someone on the other team must have opened it.
Shit, why would they do that?
We have to hurry.
Right, let's go.
And now we know why that's a bad thing.
True, that's true. The other people might not have this information. I just realized, I'm pretty sure I know what leads to one of the endpoints on this route.
Do you? Please tell me.
Simple. How much BP do I have on this route?
Currently?
I
5.
think, yeah.
Wait, in this route I have 5?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're allied with Luna.
Did you forget that Luna allied
Oh
with
shit,
you?
yeah. Okay, never mind. Because I thought that the branch... I thought that the branch that is like right after the choice, it just immediately ends. I thought that was me running out of BP. Yeah, that ain't happening, so... Oh, I guess I don't know.
Are you curious?
I'm gonna find out in a second. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Phi, Dio, and K. Hey, what the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AB gate before everyone got back?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
You're a piece of
I
shit.
don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole?
Probably both. We were able to
Yeah.
get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Did you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. It's pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally and all 3 of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty
Oh,
happy
he
to get
doesn't
2
know
more.
about the
Yeah.
extra rules.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was in a note that we found in a safe. And as we found out earlier, just because we find out a note in a safe on one route doesn't mean that note is in all safes.
Yep.
And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find a note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this.
Sure, you
Sure.
wouldn't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Really?
Of course.
I'm worried about the others. If time runs out, they'll...
They'll be penalized. Yes.
I know.
Breaking news. Local man promises to choose ally.
Yeah.
Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we went into the chromatic doors.
This is bad.
Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago.
Oh God, Alice went into the AB room.
Nope.
What? No? What?
It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I was about to head over and see what was going on when... Oh. Hey, guys.
Quark! Has Quark been here?
Did something happen to him? He disappeared!
Disappeared? What do you mean?
I mean, he's gone! We can't find him anywhere! When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into
boy.
the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge,
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
but he wasn't there either.
All right, we need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the floor A rooms, we'll move to floor B.
Technically, we don't need to find Quark.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice.
Yeah, but are you gonna really let the kid that was fainting earlier just be by himself?
The alternative, if we run out of time while we're looking for him, is we all die. Yes, I would do that.
They should probably just leave one person of every team behind.
True, true.
You guys go on ahead.
But that also leaves a lot of trust in that one person they left behind. So.
True. Right, you do that. Hey! Quark! Quark! Oh my god. Is gonna do this for every single room in the crew quarters.
Oh God, it is.
I love slowly going through everything.
He's not here. I checked both rooms.
He's not in the other two either. There's no one here.
Oh god, they don't make us go through all four.
Thank fuck.
Tenmyoji and Kei are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the infirmary.
Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to floor B.
Bing, 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 bing. You know, I'm glad there's only three, I'm glad there's apparently only 3 floors. Because if we had to, like, keep going down to floor Z while it's pulling this shit, I would lose my goddamn mind. You went through the red door with Dio and Kei, right?
Yeah, so?
What was on the other side of that door?
You want to see it?
Yeah, maybe Quark went there.
Fine. Follow me.
That feels ill-advised, because if Quark went through the blue or green door, he could slip past us once we'd gone through the red door. This is...
The pantry.
Pantry?
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food. Wasn't half bad, actually.
You ate it?
Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai. Oh,
I'd
and I
like
ate
some
the chef's
paella.
pasta, too.
That's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
Whoa, just stop. I don't even know where to start here. 1. By the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2. You think You should be old enough to know how old you are. 3. How on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're over 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. You must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Oh!
Oh, give me a break, you little punk. Some of us know how to party.
Don't call me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole.
Again, Phi is hilarious.
Fine, whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah, the use-by date is about 100 years from now.
That's assuming we haven't been on cold storage for 100 years. How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it safe?
Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
You made him drink it to make sure it
I
was
guess
safe?
you could say that.
So you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous.
No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine.
You know what? You know what?
You know
Valid.
what? Phi. You're good. You're good in my book.
You're all right.
Oh,
You a real
I
one.
almost forgot.
What?
I ate something else. Twice cooked pork.
Oh, for God's sake. Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork?
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of something.
Reminded you of what?
This might seem hard to believe at.
Bullshit.
Oh, come on. At least let me tell you first. Alright. So, while time is running out for the AB room and we're looking for Quark, we're going to spend 10 minutes going over about the Chinese room. I explained how we'd found a room called the Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and how we'd met a robot there named Golem, who told a very interesting story.
I mean, to be fair, I would be itching to tell people about how we found a talking robot with a Cockney accent.
I see.
Our priorities.
So the Golem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something.
Yeah.
So the last thing he said was, see you right in the middle of... Right
Yeah.
in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly pointless.
Really? I don't think so.
Please, explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words...
We have no time!
Sigma! Phi! There you are! I've been looking all over for you.
What's going on?
Something bad. Something really bad.
Well, come on, spill it.
Alice is... Just come with me. She's in the crew quarters.
Oh boy.
That's my thought block, is that she stabbed herself. What? No, this isn't real. All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment, you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the Earth, in a flimsy machine made by fallible men, kept aloft by scientific principles that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body, and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being a human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, and stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him, so I came back here and, well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck that.
Dio, did you self-report?
She'd already been murdered when I got here.
Beep.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, come on. Who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife? And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Who was the last person to see her?
I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Alice, why? This wasn't supposed to happen. You promised me we'd catch them together. Don't do this.
Taze, what is that emote? Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge.
Oh no! Oh
Clover.
fuck! Clover? Don't?
Clover, I really think we should have you go get some help for your codependency issues.
I love how the Zero Escape games are just like, yes, things are kind of bad, but as soon as the Clover switch gets flipped, everything goes, okay, now things are actually unbearable for everyone involved.
Don't mess with Cloverfield.
Clover's about to be like, hey Sigma, I need to ask you a few questions. Hey, Clover.
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Temnioji took off in pursuit, and I made to follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are 2 possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct, but only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder.
What do you mean?
Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure.
Long, I think it's safe to say that she has evolved beyond just using an axe at this point. The real plot twist is that the reason why she has the Pebbles Flintstone outfit now is to distract people from the fact that her hair or accessory has an entire roll of garrote wire hidden inside it.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
I just figured that she would go caveman on you and just beat you to death.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person.
Oh god.
A 10th person hiding somewhere in this complex.
Like somewhere.
The one they call the Ultimate Despair.
Called the Ultimate Despair. Watch out for them.
I mean,
no.
To be fair, last game had like 14 people.
Yeah. Well, why not?
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Sr. has a body. You think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Phi, we are saying that Zero Senior is the 10th person. So yes, they would let a 10th unwanted 10th participant run around because it's them. Right, exactly. Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover? There was always Tamioji. Phi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I had been with Phi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice in the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid can kill someone of Alice's size, though. That meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Tamioji. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. It seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us. Should we disobey the rules? As such, I recommend we follow them.
The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Alice, I'll find out who did this to you. I promise. I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor.
Hey, look. 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Probably Tenmyoji and Clover.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is, well, I'd rather not say it.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
Stop that, Dio. I would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
Really?
Haha. This is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask? Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that. It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants. But it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose Ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio? As soon as you go through that door, it will be only the 2 of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. You think someone of my stature would resort to violence?
Yes.
The nerve.
Yes, absolutely.
Mental points.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything. If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game.
But Fi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here. We haven't beat the
Hell
nonary
yeah.
game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice?
Yeah. At any rate, all of us choosing betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that she'll choose ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
There's someone behind you.
What?
The moment Dio turned his head, Fi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air, across the room, and through the AB gate.
Fi really just said behind you. Fuck you.
You bitch!
I love Fi so much.
Somebody's getting
Where?
God damn it, Fi! Open this fucking door!
Somebody's
Well,
getting fucked.
That confirms that he was going to overpower Fi and choose betray.
Of course he was. Well, I don't know if he was going to overpower Fi. He was going to try.
I feel like Fi would have given him the... I feel like Fi was going to give him the Chun-Li treatment.
He pounded on the
Okay,
door screaming,
this
but
is-
it showed no signs of opening again.
I know this is anime, but in real life, a woman does not overpower a man in like 99% of circumstances.
It
Like-
depends on the circumstance.
Most of the time, a woman cannot physically overpower a man.
Did you forget how high she jumped at the beginning of the game? She's got legs.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
There's also something to be said for how overconfident the guy may be, and what the girl is willing to do.
Sexism is not condoned in this stream chat, by the way.
Yeah.
We will discuss this later.
Gave the door one last slam for good measure, and ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected. Please
Get
retry
fucked.
with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote?
You aren't, bitch.
This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Fi can guarantee her choice. Dio can't vote, so the chance that Fi would choose ally just went way up. After all, if you pick ally and she betrays you, then...
Dio will have 9 points.
Exactly.
But don't you think Vi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all,
He won't break his
if he can be
promise.
pretty sure that Vi is going to choose ally,
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
2 minutes remain until polling
You should probably get going.
closes.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
okay.
Right.
Sigma, you are going to choose ally, right?
Of course. We both have 5
course
BP
we are.
right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. It's not enough to escape. So I'd have to wait until the next round anyway. Make sense?
Oh, I see. Oh, nothing. Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
Right, I will. God, once again, it's going to suck needing to pick the other route.
Luna is a cinnamon roll. Betraying her it always feels the worst.
30 seconds remain until
Well, it's not just
voting
that.
closes.
I feel bad in any circumstance where I'm like, yes, I made a pact with this character to say I will choose ally. We agreed ahead of time. It feels worse when I have to actually betray to hit betray, you know?
When they actually make you hit the button.
Well, no, what I mean is when I made a promise, so hitting betray is a betrayal. Because I've betrayed a promise. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I guess there really isn't any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick ally. But what if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game polling closes.
You know, I kind of hope she does betray me because that will make taking the other routes easier.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I gotta head out. I'm
All
getting
right.
a little bit too tired. Actually, wait, okay.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results
Let's see the
will
results.
be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
First time completing the second round. Let's go!
Yay.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Okay.
Well, it was the logical and best choice for her to pick,
but
but it is going to make betraying
Oh.
her later all the harder.
Yep.
Quark has 9 points.
Yes, he does.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
And he is
Don't know where the
MIA.
fuck he is.
Thank you, Sigma.
No need to thank me. I just did what I promised I'd do. Anyway, thank you too.
It was nothing. I also just did what I promised to do. Now we both have 7 BP. This is the home stretch.
Yes, it is. I hope we'll get to pair up in the next round too.
Because I'll choose ally?
Yeah, you're an opponent I can trust.
If we were partners, you could pick whatever you wanted then, couldn't you? I mean, you'd get 9 points either way.
Whoa, hold on there. Why would I suddenly choose betray? I've already chosen ally twice.
You're right.
So let's choose ally and get the hell out of here together. Sound good?
Okay.
Come on. Why do you look so sad?
Well, it's just, there's a part of me that just can't feel genuinely happy about that.
Oh, you mean Alice.
Oh, yes.
Still haven't found Quark either, huh?
That too.
Still, Quark's BP is 9 now. Technically, he's 1.
Why did you do that? Why did you tell me all that stuff for? Were you just lying?
No. Everything I told you was the truth. You have to trust me.
I did! Look where it got me! How could you do that? You're such a jerk! How could I betray you after that? And then you...
I'm sorry.
Are you Zero?
What? No, of course I'm not Zero.
Then how could you know all that? Where did you find out about that stuff?
I told you,
Don't lie to me!
I'm not lying.
Forget it. It was stupid to trust you. I mean, there's no way.
Clover, this isn't about me. I made a mistake. I got someone involved on all this when I shouldn't have.
You mean Quark?
Yeah.
You did this to get Quark's BP up to 9?
Yes,
But you've only got 4 points.
I'm not important. The only thing that matters is that Quark gets out of this nightmare.
Huh.
Now, Tenmyoji really cares about Quark.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey, wait!
Tenmyoji didn't respond, just turned and walked off toward the magenta door. Clover started to follow, then pulled up short.
Ow!
She spun on her heel and headed off towards the cyan door instead.
What just happened? I thought Clover had said she didn't trust any of us anymore.
Yeah, I know. But then she chooses Ally. Tenmyoji must have said something to her before the last round started. But what?
The thick plottings.
Come to think of it, didn't you choose Ally too?
Yes, I did. Fi put herself in a situation where choosing Betray would be unwise. If she had chosen Betray, Dio would have 9 BP now. I concluded that her desire to avoid that outcome would be stronger than her desire to protect herself with Betray. And so, I voted accordingly.
That was her guarantee?
Yes.
Then why
Kay
didn't you
really
choose
concluded
Betray?
that Fi and him were on the same page of fuck Dio.
Yeah, basically. Good page to
Yeah.
be on.
A very good page.
You could be walking out of here with 9 points right now.
It's because you promised, right?
Yes, that too, I suppose.
I love Kay's laugh, by the way.
There was another reason?
Yes.
What was it?
It's difficult to explain. I suppose you could say I felt a connection.
What do you mean by that?
A mutual hatred of that top-hatted bastard.
When we were investigating the pantry together, I felt that Fi was somehow similar to me. Something in me said, don't betray her. You could call it intuition, I suppose.
Cut it out. Gut feelings are bullshit.
Fi.
Besides, you don't get to have a connection with me unless I give you permission. And I don't remember doing that. You're acting like we're pals or something. Kinda skeeves me out, to be honest.
What the hell, man? He did you a favor, and now you're gonna give him shit for it?
You chose Ally too. Didn't you do that because you trusted him?
Not exactly. I just made him trust me. When we were in the pantry, I stuffed my face like an idiot. That got him to lower his guard.
What?
Did you really think that would be enough to convince him? I mean, if you were wrong, then he could have escaped and left you behind.
What are you getting at?
Well, I'm just thinking that maybe you felt some kind of connection to him too.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to feel a connection for a guy whose face I haven't even seen?
You tell me.
Shut up.
If we could change the subject, where did Dio go?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He must have been here for the results.
Oh, I saw him leave. He checked the results and then left through the yellow door.
So where did he go? Suddenly, the warehouse was filled with the groan and clang of metal doors grinding shut.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys.
Wait a second. I've done a round 2 before, haven't we?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
But
'cause
then
I
we
remember...
immediately got locked.
Yeah, because I just remembered that the third set of doors are all white.
The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
As long as you have the star keys, you can play the 8B game as many times as you want.
You probably won't be allowed to play it continuously, however. There's a period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long.
So you can repeat the game once every 45 minutes or so.
Oh Oh, that's right. Remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Oh yeah. What are your bracelets, guys? Looks like I'm magenta pair.
Me too. Looks like we're pairing up again. Better than getting stuck with Dio, I guess.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
Alright, see ya.
Take
I'm
care.
a yellow pair. What about you, Luna?
I'm a solo, but I'm green.
Wait, green?
Yes.
Hold on a minute. Weren't the colors for the first game red, green, and blue? And we used those colors to open magenta, yellow, and cyan doors, right?
Yes, that's right.
In the next round, we had magenta, yellow, and cyan bracelets. And opened the red, green, and blue doors, right?
Yes.
This time we've got magenta and yellow pairs, but also a green solo. What colored doors are we supposed to open?
And where are they?
Well, we need to check the other bracelets before we make any decisions.
That means Dio, Tenmyoji, and Clover.
And Quark.
We'll need to check Alice's bracelet too. Anyone could just pick it up now.
I will try and find the remaining people and their bracelets.
So if I'm remembering how colors work, due to the fact that the doors are white, we're paired with Luna again. Yay!
Quark will be my first priority.
I'll come with you.
Very well.
I'll go check on Alice's bracelet then.
And don't forget to, retrieve it. We'll likely need it to get through the chromatic doors.
Right. Sigma, can you come with me?
What? Okay. Let's go. I'm going to have to see her again. I feel sick just thinking about it.
Shouldn't we decide on a time to meet up? Just in case? Let's see. When do the doors open?
We've still got a while.
An hour and 21 minutes.
Then let's take half of that. What do you say we all meet back here in 40 minutes?
Sounds good. Kay and Luna step through the magenta door and out of the warehouse.
Wait, no, that's just for the vote.
Hey, you don't think Kay's the killer, do you?
Maybe.
Maybe? But if he is, then Luna's in danger.
Maybe.
Damn it, Fi!
You're not one to talk. I didn't see you stopping her.
Well, yeah, but I just had this gut feeling that I could trust him.
A gut feeling, huh? Sure you're not the one who's feeling a connection to our armored friend? I mean, all that plating is pretty flattering to his figure.
Maybe we're all golems.
Are you sure?
What was that, Lowen?
Maybe we're all hot for Kay.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Have you considered that it might be Luna?
No, that's not possible.
Why not?
Because Luna didn't need a knife to kill Alice. When we played the last round, Alice's BP was 1. Luna was playing against the two of us. All she would have had to do is convince us to vote ally, and she could have killed Alice easily.
She would have just had to pick betray.
Exactly.
But if she'd done that, do you really think the rest of us would have let her get away with it? We'd probably have tied her up or locked her away or something. Besides, there's no way in hell Alice would have chosen ally. The only way to get an ally vote from your pair would have been to physically overpower Alice. Or trick her like I did with Dio.
So, what? You're saying Luna's the killer?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the possibility exists. Even if she was, I don't think we'd need to worry about Kay's safety. He's got a full suit of armor. I'm betting he's pretty hard to kill with all that on. Alright, I think that's enough of that. Let's go check Alice's bracelet.
And let me guess, while we're off exploring, Quark is gonna go through the number 9 door. Sorry, the number Q door. God, that was such bullshit.
I still find it hilarious that you think that is so bullshit.
It is! Clover. Hey, come on, don't run away.
Run away?
Well, Sure looked like you were trying to get away from us.
I wasn't running away, though I just don't want to talk to you.
Isn't that pretty much the same thing? Look, running away isn't going to do you any good. Don't you want to find out who killed Alice? Well, you're not going to be able to figure that out unless you talk to people.
I don't need to.
Why not?
I already figured out who did it.
Did you figure it out through the power of morphogenetic fields? Who was it?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
You might be working with them. Both of you could be in on it.
Oh, come on. Of course we're not.
Forget about it. There's no point. Doesn't matter what you tell her, she's never going to believe you. Just tell us one thing, Clover. How did you know who it was?
I noticed something.
And what was that?
Alice figured it out too. Before she...
What was it?
Why don't you figure that out yourselves? Anyway, I gotta go.
Hey, wait, Clover! Well, there she goes. Shit.
What's wrong?
Forgot to ask Clover what color her bracelet is now.
Oh. Really? That's it? Calm down. She's a cyan pear.
You saw it?
Yeah. Snuck a peek at it when she ran by. And it looks like Alice's is a blue solo.
She reached down and casually picked Alice's bracelet up off the floor.
I'll hold on to this.
Yeah, good idea. I wonder what it was that Clover noticed.
You mean what Alice noticed? Were you even listening?
Fine. What did Alice notice? Fi didn't answer. Instead, she knelt down and began to examine Alice's body. What are you doing?
I'm investigating.
What are you investigating?
What does it look like I'm investigating? I'm looking for any clues to what she figured out before she died. Huh. Found something already. Have a look.
Fi held something out. It was a handkerchief stained reddish-brown. Is that blood?
Looks like it. It's darker than Alice's, so it's probably been on her since before she died.
If it's not hers, whose blood is it? The old lady?
Maybe.
Do you think Alice killed her?
Who knows? She could have just found this somewhere for all we know.
And you think she figured something out from this handkerchief?
Can't say for sure, but it's definitely a possibility. So, time we moved on. We need to figure out what Tenmyoji and Dio's bracelets have changed to.
And we need to find Quark.
Yeah.
Let's take the blue door then. We should be able to get to the room Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover went to that way.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if Quark's bracelet is a solo and he leaves, the rest of us are just fucked.
Well, remember, if anyone leaves, the game just ends.
Oh, I somehow didn't catch that rule. I figured it would just de facto end due to the fact that we're going to run into situations where certain pairs aren't going to be able to open up a door anymore.
No, it is straight up. Once the number 9 door is opened and closed, the game is over.
It says rec room. This is the only door that's unlocked.
Yeah, so this is where Tenmyoji's team went.
I'm going to open it, alright?
How many times do I have to tell you? You don't need to keep asking permission.
Okay, okay.
Tenmyoji, a very important question. Will you go on the bunny ride with me?
No, I'm too depressed. I don't want to feel joy in my life right now. I'm guessing from your face that Quark is still missing.
No sign of him, huh?
Happy?
What?
I'm asking if you're happy Quark's still missing.
No, of course not. Why would I be?
And then does it hurt? Are you so terrified about whether or not he's safe that it feels like someone's got your chest in a vice? He didn't think so. Quark's got 9 BP. If I find him first, I might make him escape. So it's better for you if I haven't found him yet. Am I wrong?
Tenyoji, what's going on here? This doesn't sound like you. I know you're worried about Quark, but...
And just what the hell do you know? He's all I've got left. If something happens to him, I'll...
Tenyoji...
It's all my fault. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I never should have brought him here.
Did you say brought?
Yes, Zero made me an offer.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you said you and Quark were abducted like the rest of us.
You mean you came here voluntarily?
Hey, answer me. What the hell is going on here?
Can I see the other side of your bracelets?
Huh?
Why?
Please, just do it.
Vi and I looked at one another. Neither of us knew what was going on, but there was no reason to refuse. We shrugged and did as we'd been told. And suddenly... Ah! A blink of an eye, Tenyoji had pulled some kind of can from his pocket and sprayed both our wrists with it. Hey! What the hell, man?
Calm down. It's not going to hurt you.
Is this some kind of chemical?
Yeah, I found it when I was searching this room.
He walked toward the door and flipped the light switch.
Good work. It's dark now.
Show me your bracelets again.
That stuff you sprayed us with was luminol, wasn't it?
Yeah. How'd you figure that out?
I guessed when you turned off the light.
Isn't that the stuff they use on cop shows to find blood and other stuff?
Yeah.
Why did you spray us?
Just relax, okay? That's all I needed to know. Neither one of you is Zero's senior.
Are you saying that because there wasn't any reaction from the luminol?
Yep.
Someone mind explaining this to me?
Well, you know as much as I do now. I was just making guesses based on what he was doing.
Hey, Tenyoji.
Sorry, but I've gotta go. I need to go look for Quark.
No, I'm sorry, but I can't let that happen. You dropped a real bomb back there, and I'm not about to just ignore it. What did you mean when you said that Zero made you an offer? Why are you here?
I can't tell you.
Why not? I don't really understand how. You seem to have decided that neither of us is Zero Senior, right?
Yeah?
Then why?
You don't get it. I can't tell you no matter who you are. Right now, we might as well assume Quark is a hostage. Zero Jr. seems to be aware of everything that goes on here. If I tell you, he'll know. And then God only knows what Zero Sr. will do. Please, I'm asking you, put yourself in my shoes.
I looked him in the eyes for the first time since we'd entered the room, and saw nothing but years of loneliness and regret. Before I could speak, he turned and left the room. Hey, can I ask you a question?
It won't do you any good. Whatever you want to know, I don't know anything about it.
No, it's not about what just happened.
Yeah? Then what is it? Oh. I see. You mean his bracelet, right? Chill, man. He's a red solo. I had a look while he was talking.
Oh, good job. That wasn't what I wanted to ask either.
Well, what is it then?
When he sprayed us, you screamed, didn't you?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm pretty sure you did. Not quite so tough when you're scared, huh?
Shut up. We've got stuff to do. Get going. Move!
Yeah! This?
It looks like another warehouse.
I guess there's one on this floor too then. Makes sense. I guessed as much when I saw the map. What's that over there?
Probably more graffiti. There was one on floor A too, remember?
Yeah, there was, but...
Never mind that. There's someone else here.
Is that Dio?
Looks like it. Let's go see what he's up to.
Dio!
Dio, you motherfucker, what did you do this time?
What are you doing here, Dio?
Oh, nothing. I'm just going with the flow, you know? And seeing where life takes me.
You don't seem to have any interest in searching for Quark.
Why would I? Do we even know he's really missing? Maybe the little shit's just off having nap time somewhere. So I figure, let sleeping dogs lie, right? Or kids, in this case, I guess. If we wake him up, he might realize he's got enough BP to blow this popsicle stand and ditch us. That happens, it's all over. We'll be stuck in here for the rest of our lives. Which probably won't be that long.
The rest of our lives?
Yeah. Did I stutter? Or did you just forget? Zero Jr. told us, remember?
I had forgotten.
The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It closes in 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you could get stuck.
This is a different inflection when he actually gave this speech.
I was gonna say, like, on the flashbacks, they're different recordings every flashback.
That's pretty nice.
Closed for good, huh? I had to admit, I kind of forgotten that detail, but if Zero's Jr. had been telling the truth, we wouldn't be able to get out until we died. Hell, even that might not be enough. Maybe they just leave our corpses there to rot. My stomach did a little flip.
So, what are you guys here for? Did you bring Fi here so I can kill her?
What?
Ah, really? Have you already forgotten your little stunt earlier? We're damn lucky Kate chose ally. If he hadn't, you'd be hanging from that crane right now.
Sounds like you're getting a little desperate. Word of advice, Dio. That's not a smart attitude to have here. All you'll do is make sure that whoever plays against you in the AB game won't pick ally.
You talk as if I give a fuck. I already know I won't be up against you two.
Why not?
Kay and I are the yellow pair. You guys are the magenta pair, right? Two pairs can't go through the same chromatic door. Simple enough for you.
How do you know our colors?
Kay told me. He was here a while ago. Speaking of which, Temioji and Clover were here too. Guess everybody misses my company. Anyway, that's how I know what everyone's colors are.
Was Kay by himself?
Yeah.
What about Luna?
Luna? Haven't seen her. Anyway, Kay and I won't be pairing with you two. We'll be taking the blues solo.
That's Alice's bracelet. But how did you know that?
Oh, come on. You're really that thick? Look at the doors in front of you. These are the next chromatic doors.
So the next color is white?
Bingo. See that thing next to the door there? Looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it does.
I get it. You and Kay are both yellow. You can get yellow by adding red and green together. If you add blue to that,
it becomes white.
Exactly.
Magenta by adding red and blue together, and then adding green to that gives you white. So that means Finite would need to pair up with the green solo, which is Luna.
Right.
That means the other three would be in the same team as before. Temioji, Clover, and Quark. You know that Temioji's a red solo, and Clover is a cyan pair, so...
The only one left is the other cyan pair, so we can assume that's what Quark is.
Could there be any other combinations?
No, there's only one option this time.
All we gotta do now is wait for these white doors to open.
We've only got 5 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. We should get back to floor A.
Sorry, but I'm gonna stay here. Moving around so much is a pain in the ass.
Nobody invited you. Come on, Fi.
Right, on my way.
Fuck you, my dude. Huh? Something up? Why'd you just stop?
Well, you see that clock over there? The one that looks like the sun?
Yeah.
It reminded me of something we saw earlier.
What do you mean?
Remember the graffiti on floor B? You remember what it said?
Memento Mori, right?
Do you know what that means?
Remember death. It's Latin for something like be aware of death or remember death. I think it's usually used to mean we're all going to die someday, so don't forget about your own mortality.
What about the other part?
Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? If the ninth lion ate the sun, I mean, yeah, it's kind of nonsense, but... Oh, I get it. That's what the clock made you think of, right? The sun in that sentence.
Yeah. Did you notice anything strange about that graffiti?
Apart from the fact that it made no sense. Not really.
Wrong answer. Maybe you're not the eagle eye I thought you were. I guess I have to do everything. Part of it was spelled wrong. Specifically, they spelled ninth wrong. It should be N-I-N-T-H. But the graffiti had N-I-N-E-T-H.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. They just put an extra E in there?
Exactly.
That's kind of a bonehead mistake. Do you think it was like a kid who wrote it?
Maybe it wasn't a mistake at all.
I'm not following.
Maybe Zero put that E in there on purpose. Maybe because he didn't have enough letters otherwise.
What? Sigma, are you forgetting?
Anyway, if Zero wrote that graffiti, then it's got to be significant.
I hope they're not going to expect me to have to, solve one of those, because that is way too many letters for me to work with.
You're playing a puzzle game and you're not ready to solve puzzles?
Not that kind of puzzle. Remember death, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Huh.
Shit. Hey, it's already 2 minutes past time. We should get moving.
Right. Look, there's certain kinds of puzzles that I like, but juggling together a whole bunch of different words that could go into all sorts of different combinations and trying to figure out which combination is actually the one they want me to find out, that one doesn't seem feasible, at least with that many letters. Maybe if it was like 2 or 3 words, probably. But that's a whole damn paragraph. Huh? Kay and Luna aren't here.
Astute observation.
What should we do?
What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident.
Yeah, guess you've got a point. Hey, where are you going?
Just want to check something really quick.
Check what?
The last time we saw Alice alive, she was right here. Remember? She was kneeling down looking at something on the ground.
Yeah. What do you think she was looking at? Yeah, Blanc, I'm referring to anagrams. Huh?
Find something?
Isn't this blood?
Uh-huh. Nice work there, Sigma.
I don't need you to pat me on the back. Makes me feel stupid or something.
The truth hurts. So...
Look, Phi, you didn't see how long I took on that dart puzzle, so you don't get to speak.
Okay,
Wait.
but counter-argument. I've seen how you handled Bobbery, so I do.
Aubrey?
That is secret smart.
Blood, huh?
I'll have to show you more of our 1000-Year Door Let's Play, Loey.
Yeah.
Earth did some incredibly stupid bullshit with Bobbery.
Hey, it worked out, didn't it?
It did, but for all the wrong reasons.
Oh my god.
Fi suddenly looked up at the ceiling. I followed her gaze and found myself looking up at a metal crane. It was the kind you might see in the shipyard, the sort that moves along a metal track and has a claw to grab and lift cargo containers. So, what's the deal with the crane? What? Damn, gone again. Stop running around. Just tell me what you found.
I noticed something.
Oh yeah? And what, pray tell, was that?
The same thing Clover and Alice noticed.
That's... Can't you just tell me?
Look at the number 6 AB room. The side that's facing the wall has blood on it. It's the first thing you think of when you hear blood.
Vampires?
Yeah. This whole thing kind of sucks, right? Come on! This is no time to be screwing around. I'm talking about this thing, the handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood on it that we assume belonged to the old lady. Consider this for a moment. Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room. We'll assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief. Okay, then what?
Alice was looking at the handkerchief.
Right. What do you think was going through her mind?
Why is there a blood-stained handkerchief here? Or something along those lines.
And?
Did this belong to the old woman? It must have.
And?
But if it did, then who put it here? Or, wait, maybe someone just dropped it. Or they could have thrown it here.
And?
You want more?
You're almost there.
How long has this handkerchief been here? Something like that?
Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here?
Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start.
Wait, when's the start?
You know, when we started. When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. The first thing we did after we got out and met everyone except for Clover and Kay was go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms too. Yeah, I know we looked at this from this exact angle. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchief there then.
Oh, that was fresh blood. She wiped it up with the handkerchief to test how fresh it was.
There wasn't... Wait.
Huh, finally figured it out, huh?
What? Is there supposed to
What?
be text going on?
So you haven't figured it out, clearly.
Have you figured it out?
No way.
No!
The AB room moved?
Yeah,
Was it that crane?
probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room?
The body of the old woman.
And who was trapped in there when the nonary game started?
Well, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. For the third time, Fi walked off without saying anything. My body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. She stopped in front of the graffiti that began "To Milkman."
What do you think this is?
Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at first, but I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood?
Seems like it.
So Luna would have killed her here, then taken her to the rightmost AB room. After that, she would have moved the room with the body in it so that no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So, what about that handkerchief?
This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that line is from whatever the weapon was. Which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old woman. So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief, and then threw it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. Then when the room was moved, it came out.
That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief.
Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know.
Yeah, it's a mystery, all right. For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, and then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? I guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body. But we still don't have any idea why she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but so far there have been 2 murders and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna is Zero Sr.? Even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. It's possible that she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here, but if Luna's Zero Sr., couldn't she have found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not all, either. Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Besides, when and how did she operate that crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms, all the way till we found that old lady's body. You, me, and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then we went down to floor B together and came back to the warehouse. By then, the room must have been moved. Of course. Why didn't I see that sooner? Luna has an alibi. She couldn't have moved the AB room. We're her alibi.
Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point.
Wait, what? You didn't even put up a fight.
You're going to make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer. Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was, which would mean that Clover probably does too.
Oh no.
Oh, you mean that stuff she said about what she noticed?
Right.
And that's why Clover would reasonably assume that we were working with her. Hey, Fi? I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about this. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but there's no one here.
You're right.
Sigma, Phi, there you are. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I have some bad news. Luna is dead. She's in room 2 in the crew quarters, the same room where Alice was murdered.
This was the 3rd time I touched a body and felt cold skin. I thought it might get easier, but it had only gotten worse. I didn't think I'd ever get used to it, but I didn't want to. My hands began to shake, and I tried to steady them as I pressed a pair of fingers to her neck to check for a pulse. Nothing, of course. Luna was dead. Her eyes were flat and empty, the pupils dilated in what could have been terror. It felt surreal. Like I might blink and then she would sit up again. She would smile and blush and look away nervously, and everything would be alright. I blinked. She lay there, still dead and pale.
And I trust him.
Grief cracked open like an egg and rage clambered out, hot and angry and screaming. It clawed at the inside of my chest and pounded at the back of my eyes. I squeezed them shut and ground my teeth. My hands balled into fists so tight they hurt. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes again. Another breath. I stood up and realized Kay was talking.
I believe she was poisoned. See here, this device is some sort of syringe.
I think it's called an injection gun. You can just put whatever you want in one of those vials and then pull the trigger.
Oh no. They put in a vial of twice-cooked pork.
It's kind of like the needles in these bracelets.
The drug they used is the same as well. The label on the vial says tubocurarine.
The muscle relaxant.
Yes. Since it's empty, I can only assume Luna was injected with it. You see the mark on her neck. I believe it is safe to assume that is where her attacker injected the drug. Perhaps they chose the neck for the carotid artery.
Then your guess is probably correct. Luna was injected with tubocurarine, and it killed her.
Clover.
What about the others?
Should I go get them?
No, never mind. I want to get your story first.
What do you mean?
When you left us, you and Luna went off together, right?
Yes?
But when we talked to Dio downstairs, he said he'd only seen you, not Luna. Why is that?
Luna and I split up as soon as we got to floor B. We determined it would be more efficient. Two of us working separately could cover more ground in less time.
Alright, so why were you late?
What?
You didn't show up till 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet. Sigma's asking you what you were doing.
I was resuscitating.
Resuscitating?
Let me explain how I found her. I had gone to the warehouse 5 minutes before our meeting time. You had yet to show up, as had Luna. I believe I was standing between the yellow and cyan doors. Some minutes later, I heard something. It came from behind the cyan door and sounded like a woman's scream. Well, it was actually quite faint. It was several doors away, after all, and as such, I couldn't quite make out what was being said, or even if I had heard it at all. It seemed entirely possible that I had imagined it. I heard no other sounds for a few minutes following the scream. Eventually, the silence made me uncomfortable. Perhaps something had happened, so I made my way to the crew quarters. As I entered the hallway, I noticed that the door to room 2 was slightly ajar. That was when I first suspected something was amiss. You can imagine the rest, I'm sure. I ran into the room and found Luna on the floor.
So you're saying you spent a good 20 minutes trying to resuscitate her?
Yes. I deduced that she had been injected with tubocurarine. Her heart had stopped, so I attempted CPR, to the best of my abilities, at least. With this mask, I was obviously unable to provide artificial respiration.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because I had no reason to believe you would be in the warehouse. If you weren't, I would have wasted precious time. I chose instead to begin resuscitation immediately. As you know, even a short time without oxygen can cause serious brain damage. I felt time was of the essence. But...
Hey, how much time passed between when you heard the scream and when you came in here and found her?
I'm afraid I can't say exactly. But I would hazard a guess that it was around 3 minutes.
Did you see the killer?
No, I did not.
Then they had 3 minutes to escape.
That would have been plenty of time. When you leave this room, immediately to your left is a door that connects to the hallway. I assume they left that way.
Is there any chance they hid in this room somewhere?
No, I examined the room thoroughly before I left to find you. May I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Luna, but there was something I wanted to point out. Look at Alice. Do you notice anything?
The weapon.
It's gone.
Indeed. The wound suggests a knife, but I doubt we'll know now.
Then did the killer take it?
How would I know?
Maybe they took it before Luna was murdered.
Why are you asking me?
If they had it, why not use it to kill Luna?
Yeah, that would make sense.
What?
Sigma, if you were going to kill someone, which of these two methods would you use?
I wouldn't kill anyone.
This is hypothetical,
I would choose the injection gun.
right? Most people would choose that. The more you can divorce yourself from the actual killing, the easier it is to kill someone. There's a big difference between stabbing someone and injecting them with poison.
So you're saying they took the knife before they killed her?
No. I don't know either way. They could have taken it afterwards. There's no way for us to know.
Could they have done that in the 3 minutes before Kay got here?
It's not impossible. 3 minutes is longer than you think. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I don't know when they took the knife or whatever it was. We came here to get Alice's bracelet, and then Kay came by later. There was probably about a 30-minute window. Anyone could have taken it. They might not even have been the same person who killed Luna. Or it could be. There really isn't any way to know. And if we don't know, we really shouldn't try and draw conclusions. That could color our reasoning, and that's not good. Conclusions without any evidence are useless. So just forget any conclusions you might have come up with. Save that brain space for something more useful.
But I like jumping to conclusions.
Well, I think that about covers it. We clear?
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, we should tell the others.
About Luna, you mean?
Yeah.
We should go to the white doors then. Dio should still be there. Hopefully Tenmyoji and Clover will be there as well.
Yeah, good point. Once it's time to open that door, I'm sure they'll show up. Kay nodded and picked up Luna's bracelet.
Please, take this with you.
He held it out to me. I stared down at the bracelet. It felt wrong to just take it. Like we were just using it and abandoning her.
Is something the matter? You and Phi are the magenta pair. Without the green solo bracelet, you won't be able to open the secondary door.
I know. It's just...
Then...
He pressed the bracelet gently into my hand.
If you don't wish Luna's death to be meaningless, then you must survive. Or do you intend to die without catching her killer?
Right. Yes. I sighed and closed my hand around the cold metal.
Good. Shall we go?
Wait. Shit.
Did something happen?
No. Well, not yet. We might be looking at a worst-case scenario.
Excuse me?
God, what the hell is wrong with me? How did I miss this? I'm sorry. This is my fault. It's just... there was so much going on I wasn't thinking.
What is it, goddammit? What did you miss?
Quark.
Quark? Oh shit! Tenmyoji is a red solo. Clover's a cyan pair. Quark's the other cyan pair. If he's not with them, they can't get through the secondary door.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. This is bad. And if they haven't gotten in by the time the primary door shuts, they'll be penalized if we haven't found Quark by then.
No.
Let's just go to the warehouse on floor B. Perhaps Quark has already been found.
I sure hope so. Let's move. Sorry for skipping the text a little bit earlier. I accidentally hit the skip button. It is remarkably easy to press.
Time! How much time do we have? There, I
4
said the
minutes.
missing line you skipped.
Oh, thank you.
And also, time for shooting time. We probably should start at this.
I mean, I imagine we're going to start the point soon.
He is correct. We are.
Yeah, that's...
I think it's fine.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. What the fuck were you thinking? You trying to kill me?
What about Quark?
What?
Did they find Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here. Look, forget about him. Where's Alice's bracelet? Which one of you has it?
What about Tenmyoji and Clover? Have they come back yet?
Look around, asshole. What do you think? Hey, pay attention.
Christ,
The
what an
bracelet.
asshole.
Do you have Alice's bracelet? Hand it over.
Phi pulled it out of her pocket. The face still shone with blue light. This had been Alice's bracelet. Phi's eyes never left Theo as she carefully handed the bracelet to Kay.
Good. Let's go. Hey, what is this? What, you don't like this door? Fine, we can take a different one. As long as we're in the right group, it shouldn't matter which door we take.
That's not the issue.
Then please tell me, what the fuck is the issue?
Being a human being, 3 of us still haven't arrived. If we leave them behind...
Oh, come on! Now you're gonna grow a heart?
He's always had a heart. He is the most heartful of all... Well, no, second most heartful of all of us.
I was like, Luna is right that, was.
Yeah.
If you stay here, you're gonna kill me!
But...
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Alright, fine. I'll be honest with you. The truth is, I've got a kid. A baby.
No, you don't.
I was
No,
told
you
that if I didn't
don't.
win this game, my kid's as good as dead.
That's...
You have to trust me. I swear, it's God's honest truth. Zero told me to keep it under wraps, but I figure I don't have a lot of choice right now. I'll tell you more once we get inside. Please.
It's a lie. Don't listen to him. I wanted to scream. Dio was obviously lying, but it looked like Kay was buying it. We had to go in. I couldn't try and stop him. If I did, they'd both die.
You have to believe me, Kay. Please. If you won't do it for me, do it for my kid. If I lose, it's all over. Please.
God, that would be so funny if in the ending we find out that like a lot of the shit Dio said that we assume is lies was actually true. Kay turned to look at me and Phi. We both nodded silently back.
I understand. Let's go.
Really?
Yes. I have one condition, however.
A condition?
Yes. But it's not for you, Dio. Sigma. I want you and Phi to go into one of the doors as well.
Huh?
Dio and I cannot be the only survivors. I would have the two of you join us. That is my condition.
Damn it. Couldn't make this easy, could you?
What do you say? The decision is yours.
What an interesting response.
No. I can't do that. You're asking me to leave 3 people to die. Sigma and... Okay, Sigma and Kay, you're both being idiots because whether you stay outside or not, it doesn't change how much time they have left or whether they're going to die or not. It changes nothing.
Use your fucking head for
He
once.
wants to help search, which I
You're gonna
do
get us
understand.
killed. Is that what you want?
You can't just leave them behind.
Me either. I agree with Sigma. We can't just ditch them. I'm staying.
Phi.
Bunch of fucking idiots.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
I see. I suspected that would be your answer. You leave me with no choice then. My apologies.
Huh?
You have my sympathy. I wish there was another way.
Why?
Do you actually believe Dio?
No, of course not. I only wish to save you. If I had not forced the issue, neither of you would have budged. Such is your character.
What are you doing?
I confess I am not entirely sure. I will think about it during the 10 seconds that remain. Goodbye.
Kay turned and left, quickly disappearing outside of her door. Phi and I lay on the floor moaning, curled around our aching stomachs.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
I like to imagine that Kay just football tackled Dio through the other door.
Hopefully.
Huh.
Also, Dragon Cat. I recognize that reference, but I can't remember where it's from.
It's
You're being
from
rescued.
Star Wars Rogue One.
Ah.
Also, now I'm curious. Because it looks like this is taking us into another room. So it looks like we went down the right branch in the path. What does it take to go down the left branch?
Choosing betray, obviously. That's the point when we had a choice.
Looking. Well,
I
personally,
guess.
I'd suggest you open up your flowchart right now. Oh, wait. Just a few more dialogue boxes, then try it.
Not quite able to walk yet, Phi and I crawled out of the secondary door. The punch Kay had given me had been incredibly powerful, and my arms and legs still felt numb and tingling. Can you stand?
Yeah. Can we just sit here for a moment, though? My body's gonna be fine, but I think I need a little time to get my feelings sorted out.
I nodded, and we sat there in silence. No matter what I did, I couldn't get their faces out of my head. Tenmyoji, Clover, Quark. I hope they were all right somehow, but I wasn't sure how much time had passed before Fi finally stood up.
We should go.
And that was it. She turned and headed for the end of the hallway, feet dragging as if she was carrying something heavy. What?
It was a moment or two before I followed, I think is what it was.
That sounds about right. Well, this room is fancy. Did you see the plaque on the door?
Yeah, it said security. The footage from the surveillance cameras might run through here.
Does that mean we'll be able to see what's going on in the rest of the facility?
I'm not sure. Right now, all the screens are dark. Even if we could activate them, I doubt Zero is just gonna let us watch whatever we want.
Yeah, I'm worried about them. We don't know what happened to Kay and Dio either.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do here.
Welcome to the security room. So, open up that flowchart now.
Give me 1 second. Ah.
Ha!
In addition to this game does pull some bullshit like the final route did in the last game. In addition to the 9 indoors of the second round, 3 of these endings will lead you to go to a third round room, extending the route. This is one of those.
I see. Well, okay. All right. With that, we are going to end there. Though, Taze, I have a question. How late do you typically stream tomorrow?
9 p.m.
Okay.
It depends. Like, so I usually stream my game until about 8:30ish, Pacific time, and then if Suki is around, we watch anime after. Why do you ask?
Okay. Is there anything conflicting after 8 p.m. on Tuesdays? This hand is usually done by then.
I am free.
On Tuesdays. As in your time?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
So,
Hannah's
okay.
stream gets done at 10 p.m. our time.
Okay. The reason why is, so there's a game that just dropped that I've been wanting to go through. I think it's called Indigo County, something like that. Anyway.
Oh, is that the new mascot horror game that came out?
Yes, with the adorable raccoon. I kind of want to go through that, and I kind of figure, hey, streaming horror games is fun. But also, that tends to be a late night thing. So I was figuring I would stream it at night, but out of courtesy for people, I want to go at, like, when someone else wasn't having something going.
I am presuming this is also... But
I was going to say, even if most of you are probably going to be in bed by then.
Well, bed, no. But also I have no interest in actual horror games, and especially mascot horror.
Understandable. But anyway.
I'm also presuming you were looking for Tuesday because you don't want to end up having something usurp Blaze Blue's start time, especially considering you already had to skip it last week.
Partly for that reason, but also just because it's a horror game, I wanted to stream it at night and not in the middle of the day.
True. Fair enough.
So, yeah. With that case, I will be streaming that on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. But so I will see you there then, and also I will be streaming again on Wednesday, and yes, I will be going through Blaze Blue at that time. Finally jumping into that after Suki has been begging me for years.
I am so fucking excited.
So, yeah, that's how next week is shaping out to be. But
I will be ready with all of my bullshit lore knowledge.
yes. And I am going to have to go ahead and get the, let's see, should I use the controller or should I break out the box?
I
Use the
say
fight stick.
No.
What, you don't want to hear
Why
the
not?
clicky
It's
It's
clackies?
a visual novel first and a fighting game far second.
No, it's not.
For the purposes of what Earth is going through it for, yes, it absolutely is.
I mean, okay, it is a fighting game, and nothing says I can't swap between the controllers and use my 360
That is
pad
true.
during the...
I would.
The argument
Okay.
is, will people be too annoyed by the clicky clackies?
No, they will not.
Okay.
It does not
In-
clicky clack.
Okay.
In that case, what I will say is this. It is absolutely not necessary for story mode. If you're planning on seeking out, trying out the other side modes, then it might be a worthwhile choice to make.
I always like to push myself as far as I can with games, so I think I'll break it out.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, in that case, I've got some work to do in preparation for that. Until then, I shall see you next time.
Bayonara, bitches.
So long, farewell.